Welcome to week 14 of BASM. There are a few topics that I wanted to go over with for this week, and they include multiplying binomials by the FOIL method, dividing a polynomial by a monomial, polynomial long division, synthetic division, and factoring out a monomial and a binomial. The first topic, multiplying binomials. Remember, bi means two, so that means we'll have two terms. To multiply two binomials using the FOIL method, we'll first multiply the first two terms, which is our f. Then we'll multiply the outside two terms, which is our o. Then we'll multiply the two inside terms, which is our I, and the last two terms is our L. Our first two terms are going to be 3y and 7y. Our outside terms are going to be 3y and 1. Our inside terms are going to be 7y times negative 5. And then our last terms are going to be 1 times negative 5. Multiplying, we're going to get 21y squared plus 3y minus 35y minus 5. Combining our like terms, we'll end up with 21y squared minus 32y minus 5 for our final answer. Remember, 3y minus 35y is the same thing as 3y plus a negative 35y. Our second topic, dividing a polynomial by a monomial. In this topic, remember that we're going to use exponent rules here. Our operation is division, so we will be subtracting our exponents. First, let's separate our problem out and write our denominator for each of the terms in the numerator. Doing that, we'll end up with this setup here for our expression, where we have our denominator with each of our numerators. The denominator stays the same. Next, we'll apply our exponent rule and also dividing fractions. So here, negative 32 divided by negative 4 will give us a positive 8. Doing our exponent rule, we'll have subtraction for our exponents. So we'll end up with v raised to the 2 minus 3 and x raised to the 6 minus 4. Then, again, dividing fractions, 20 divided by negative 4 will give us a negative 5. Applying an exponent rule, we'll have v to the 6 minus 3, x to the 6 minus 4. In our last term, 4 doesn't divide evenly into 35, so we have to keep the negative 35 divided by 4, and then apply our exponent rules. So we'll have v to the 6 minus 3 and x to the 3 minus 4. Remember, with our exponents, we cannot keep a negative exponent. So if it's negative in a numerator, we will put it in the denominator to make it positive. And if it's negative in the denominator, we'll put it in the numerator to make it positive. So ending up with v to the negative 1, we know that needs to go in our denominator. These exponents in the second term were all positive, so they'll stay in the numerator. And then for our last term, we had an x to the negative 1, so we know that that will need to go in our denominator with the 4, ending up with this answer here. Polynomial long division. Polynomial long division is similar to the division that you learned in elementary school, where you see how many times a number can divide into another number. So 3x minus 1 is going to be our divisor, which goes outside of the bracket. And this term is going to be our dividend, which goes underneath the bracket. What we need to do is to figure out how many times 3x can go into 6x cubed, or you may want to think of it as 3x times what will give us 6x cubed. So we know 3 times 2 gives us 6, and we have one x here, so we need 2 more x's. So we get 2x squared. Multiplying it back out, 2x squared times 3x will give us 6x cubed. Then 2x squared times negative 1 gives us negative 2x squared. Then we need to do what I call draw the line, change the sign. We will need to change each of these terms to its opposite. So we had a positive 6x cubed, it changes to a negative. And we had a negative 2x squared, it changes to a positive. Now we can perform the operation. Negative 17x squared plus 2x squared gives us a negative 15x squared. Then we start the division process all over. How many times can 3x go into negative 15x squared? We know that 3 times 5 gives us 15, but we have a negative, so we'll have to have a negative 5. Then we have x here, but we have x squared here, so we need an additional x. That's where this comes in. So we have 5x times 3x gives us a negative 15x squared because of this negative. And then a negative 5x times a negative 1 will give us a positive 5x. Then we draw the line and change the sign. So this turns into a positive 15x squared. This turns into a negative 5x. So we'll have 8x minus 5x leaves us with 3x. Then just like regular division, we need to bring down the 7, just like we brought down the 8x here. So how many times can 3x go into 3x? That will be 1 time. That's where we get this plus 1 from. Multiplying back, 1 times 3x gives us 3x. And 1 times negative 1 gives us negative 1. Then we draw the line and change the sign. So this becomes minus 3x plus 1. Then we end up with 7 plus 1, which gives us 8. So to write our answer, we'll take what we came up with as our quotient plus our denominator over our divisor. So we end up with 2x squared minus 5x plus 1 plus 8 over 3x minus 1. Synthetic division. We are going to start out with x to the 4th power plus 5x to the 3rd power minus 8x plus 10 divided by x plus 2. In synthetic division, we have to make sure that our exponents are in descending order, which means they go from largest to smallest. And notice in the above problem, we don't have an x squared term, so we need to include one or make up one. So doing that, we will include plus 0x squared. From our divisor, x plus 2, we will take the opposite of plus 2, which is minus 2, and that becomes our divisor for our synthetic division. And then each coefficient, remember the coefficient is a number that comes in front of the exponent, not exponent, variable. That will become the numbers that are going to be in our dividend. So x to the 4th doesn't have a number, so it's understood to be 1. So we have 1, 5 comes from here, then 0 comes from the term that we added for our x squared, negative 8 comes from here, and then we have 10. To start the process, we bring the 1 or the first number straight down. From there, we're going to multiply. We multiply this number times our divisor. So 1 times negative 2, and we write it here. We're adding the numbers that are in our divisor to the numbers that we're coming up with now. So 5 minus 2, or plus a negative 2, is going to give us 3. Then we start the process over. 3 times negative 2 will give me a negative 6. 0 plus negative 6 gives me negative 6. Multiply again. Negative 6 times negative 2 gives me a positive 12. Negative 8 plus 12 gives me 4. Start over again. 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8. And 10 times negative 8 gives me 2. Now we take the numbers that we came up with from our process to create our answer. Our answer is going to start with one exponent less than the exponent we had in our original problem. In our original problem, we had x to the 4th. So our answer is going to start with x to the 3rd. These will be the coefficients for our answer. So 1, again, we don't have to write it. We'll have x cubed. 3, x squared. Negative 6 would be minus 6x plus 4. The last number is always going to be your remainder. And remember, we write our remainder over our divisor, and that was x plus 2. Factoring out a monomial from a polynomial. Remember, the first thing that we need to do is to find the greatest common factor. That's important. So remember, when factoring out a monomial or a binomial from a polynomial, we first need to find the greatest common factor. 2 notes. The greatest common factor is going to be the smallest exponent. And then if a variable is not the same, we're going to leave it out. So looking at 24 and 20, remember we found the greatest common factor by listing the factors of each of the numbers, and the one that they have in common that's the highest will be the greatest common factor. In this case, 4 will be our greatest common factor. Then we have u squared and a u to the 9th power. Remember, the smallest exponent is the greatest common factor, so we take the u squared. Then we have w squared and w to the 8th. The smallest exponent is the w squared. Here we also have an x to the 7th, but we don't have an x to the 7th over here, or any x at all, so we don't include the x. Next, we need to put back so that we can have a parentheses that we can use the distributive property to get our original equation back. So we have 4u squared w squared. What would we multiply that by to give us 24u squared w squared x to the 7th? So we know that 6 times 4 is 24. U squared we already have. W squared we already have. So we only need the x to the 7th, which we get here. Then we have a minus sign, so we keep that. We know that 5 times 4 will give us 20, so we have our 5. We have a u squared here, but we have a u to the 9th here. So we need 7 more u's, so that's how we get u to the 7th. And then w to the 6th, we have 2 u's here, but we need 8, so we need an additional 6. So this is what we end up with for our answer. Last topic, factoring a binomial from a polynomial. Remember, bi means 2. So the first thing we need to do is to look to see if our binomials are the same. In this case, they are, which is going to be v minus 3 and v minus 3. That's going to become one of our factors. So we put that here. Then our other factor is going to be what's left over in the problem. What's left over is going to be the 3v squared and the negative 2. So that becomes our second part of our factoring. We end up with v minus 3 times 3v squared minus 2. Hope this helps, and if you have any questions, please be sure to email me or write them down, and we can discuss them in our next video lecture. Thank you.